I'm Lisa Horton, and today I'm going to talk through the benefits of the Ulti-Mate multi-tool. I'm going to talk through the uses for the Ulti-Mate 1, and also we're going to cover the Ulti-Mate 2 as well, because these are very different tools and we get asked all the time which would be the tool of choice. So it's a very similar system, but it's very different in other ways. So we're going to pop through and look at all the differences, all the similarities, and allow you to make your own judgment in what you think would work best for you, your workstation, how much space you have, what use you think you'll get out of the tools. So it gives you the ability to make a considered judgment before you purchase one or other of the tools. Or as some people do, they purchase both because they use them in different places for different things. So first thing to say is it's called the Ulti-Mate, okay? And this is your mate. This is going to work with you in many areas of your crafting. So it's not a tool that you're going to use for 5 minutes and think that's going to go back in the cupboard. I don't know what to use it with next. It's going to be something that stays on your desk and you are going to get an absolute ton of use out of it. Now, the Ulti-Mate 1 is a platform for stamping and also for using the peg system, which appears here. So I'm going to take the box away and I'm going to go through both of the platforms in order, and you can see exactly what you're going to get when you buy both. This is the Ulti-Mate 1, okay? So this is the Ulti-Mate multi-tool. So as you can see, it has a hinge down the left-hand side, which is showing that basically it's going to be a stamping platform because it has a lid that lifts. So you also get your storage bag, which is a felt bag. It's like a clutch bag, and inside here you can lift the lid and you've got an area for storing any stencils or other products you'd like to. So when we look at the Ulti-Mate 1 against the Ulti-Mate 2, you're going to see there are some significant differences. So as I said before, the Ulti-Mate 1 has down the side, it has the hinges. So when you open like so, this becomes your stamping platform. I'm going to bring this over just a little bit. Now within this platform, let's move that one out of the way. Within this platform, you get your silicone mat, which is a 2mm thick silicone mat. Pop that to one side, and you also get your foam mat, which is equally as thick, and this is to be used for your stamping. So if you take both mats out, you can use this for your thicker red rubber mounted stamps. If you leave it in, you can absolutely use it for your photopolymer or your clear stamping. You can use either mat for this, so you can use your silicone mat if you prefer, or you can use the rubber foam mat. I'll take the foam mat out for just a second. Pop this in. The other thing to note about our stencil and stamping system is that when you use cardstock on it, the card does not move. So let me grab a piece of card to show you. If I pop this piece of card just in the middle here, you can see I can pick it up very easily. But if I do this, the card doesn't move. So this then makes life a lot easier when you're doing your inking and blending. I would suggest that if you're going to be using pigment inks, you wipe it off very quickly because pigment inks tend to stain silicone. But your blending inks and all your other inks would be absolutely perfect. The other thing to note about this platform is you can use the silicone mat independently. You can use it with the platform, but also it is heat resistant as well. So you can do all your heating techniques. You can do your heat embossing on here, your faux bleaching. You can create your own little gems using glue. All sorts of things that you can use this for. You can even do your reverse stamping. So you can stamp your stamp onto the platform, onto the silicone mat, use your piece of card, pick it up from there, and you will get the reverse image. So lots of uses of literally the silicone mat, and we haven't even got into the main purpose of this tool. So other than doing your stamping, I must say, before I forget, let me just take the mats out. This is very important. Close that off and turn it over. On the reverse of this platform, you get two large, incredibly strong magnets. So if you're looking when you open yours and you think, where are my magnets? They are on the back, and you can see they are very strong. You don't actually need to use two, but we give you two. Keep them separate, and remember, magnets are very brittle and they are prone to breaking. So what I highly recommend is you take some washi tape or some tape and you tape those down. just around the edge of it, and it prevents the breaking of them. But if they do break, it really isn't an issue. They work equally as well. So as you can see, the magnets are incredibly strong. The reason for this is that they go through the silicone mat as well. So they're going to be used for an awful lot of things, and you can and remember to take them off the back when you're using the tool for your stenciling, because obviously it will make your tool very wonky. So let's turn this back over. So the reason this was developed initially was because we wanted to create a system for stenciling. We were finding that people were struggling with stenciling, struggling with your layering stencils, struggling to line things up. Yes, it can be done, but we were looking at something to make this a lot easier for you. So what we developed was the peg system. This is now a patented product, and it is a system of 6 pegs across the top here, and they are slightly higher than your stamping platform. So another thing to remember is, if you're doing your stamping, keep your stamps away from this area, because when you pop the lid down, it's going to catch very slightly on those pegs at the top here. So do your stamping, I'd probably say about 1 inch down, but use the rest of your platform to do that. There's also an open end here, so you can absolutely have card as long as you want it to be, but it can't be any wider than approximately 9.5 inches. So the silicone mat sits in the top corner like so. And what we now do is use our stencil system. So you can take your piece of card, pop it into the corner, pop it wherever you want it to be, and leave it. You can, if you want to, use your magnets to hold it down. So many of you may or may not know that we are known very well in the industry for our 3D embossing folders. And the majority of our folders, where possible, we also create a layering stencil to match. We also create dies to match as well, so it becomes a complete system for you. Now, what I love about this is it gives you the ability to emboss if you want to emboss and die cut if you want to, emboss and stencil if you want to, stencil and die cut if you want to, or put all 3 components together, embossing, stenciling, die cutting, and create the most beautiful pieces of artwork. It was really important to us that we make it as simple as possible for you. So what we have are our layering stencils. So when you buy your favorite product, your favorite design, they will come with a system where your stencil holes are down the side. So bringing one of the stencils out, you can see here, all of our stencils will have this. So down the side, you have this kind of a hole system which matches perfectly with the holes up here. So all you now do is, I'm not actually going to do a physical demonstration using the inks as well, but you pop it down, you ink through your stencil, you lift your stencil up, you pop your next one on, you pop it down over the pegs, and you repeat your stamping or your inking or whatever you're choosing to do. This is great because what this is going to do is keep everything lined up. So if you've used 9 stencils and you think stencil 3, this looks awful, you know, it's not the right colour for me, you can go back in with ease and you can alter your colour, because your card won't have moved, and when you pop your stencil over the pegs, it's going to be lined up impeccably. There's going to be no movement. If you're worried, you can hold this down with your magnets, you can hold it down with tape, but generally we don't find that you have any issues at all. That is the Ulti-Mate multi-tool, and that is the first tool. So the Ulti-Mate 2 is similar in that you can do exactly what I said before. You get your silicone mat. This is not magnetic. There is no magnets in this whatsoever. So if you have a pacemaker or you can't work with magnets, then this is going to be absolutely ideal for you. So you get your silicone mat, you don't get the rubber mat because you don't need it, because you won't be doing any, or your foam mat, you won't be doing any stamping with this one. So this system works exactly the same. You pop your card on, you pop your stencils on, exactly the same as the platform. But this is the Ulti-Mate 2 because it has different things you can do with it. So first of all, you can see quite clearly, no hinge. Okay, we've given you 3 rulers and we've given it to you on the reverse as well. So you've got 3 independent rulers in inches and in centimetres. So again, it's meant to be a tool for you to use for different times, different occasions. You might want to measure a piece of card. You might want to see how deep that die is that you've got. Will it fit onto your stencil? You know, what is a centimetre going to be in inches and things like that. And we've done it so if you're working sideways, if you're left-handed or right-handed, you can turn it either which way and you're still going to be able to see all these markings. Okay, so it makes life a little bit easier. Along here as well, on our silicone mat, these are all marked in 1 centimetre increments. So you're going to be able to use this easily if you want to line things up, if you want to measure things. So that's side one of the tool. And then on the reverse, let me take this mat off. On the reverse, we have a scoring tool. So please don't be confused that these line up with your score tools. This is meant to be your ruler, so we're giving it to you on both sides. You might not want the peg system facing you, so you might be putting your mat in, again using it this way. So you've just got your ruler on all 3 sides. Don't feel there's an issue that these don't line up with these. They're not meant to. It is a scoring tool marked 1/8 of an inch. What I chose to do on mine is at every 8 increments, I put a score line down with an alcohol marker. So I've got my equal inch increments if I want it to be. So now I know here is 5 inches, here is 4 inches, and you can see it doesn't line up correctly because that's not what it was designed to be. These are independent rulers, and this is just marked at 1/8 of an inch all the way across for you. So to save any confusion, it was worth pointing that out, I feel. So you have that on the back, which, so basically what we want to do is make sure that we didn't waste the reverse for you. I mean, it has this, let me show you here, it's in the center of this point here, so we felt it would be advisable to put something on the back so we actually make it better value for money for you. Now that's not the end of the tool. When we look here, we have this little opening here. Let me do that very gently, and we'll bring out our tool in that end, pop that there. And of course this also comes with a bag for you as well. And in the bottom we have exactly the same. Okay, these do come out if you want them to. If you pull them hard, they will come out and they slide back in easily. And then down here we have more tools, and this is what sets this tool apart from the other tool, in my opinion. These 3 items in here, you're going to get your, let's pull that off gently. Oh, I've taken that off myself and showed people. You get your end, which is your wax tip. So your wax tip you can screw back in here and use that to pick up all your gems and your pearls, all your die cuts that have gone into the wrong place. And this end we have our ball tool. So that's to use with your scoring end. But the beauty of this is when you unscrew this, take that off, that comes out, and we give you 3 further tools. And I'll hold that up for you and you'll see that these tools are a smaller, tiny ball tool, a larger ball tool, and then you get your pokey tool, or your almost like your tool for popping things out of your dies, or if you need to make a small hole. And what you would do is you would obviously unwrap these, place these back into here, just like so, pop your end on like so. So now, unlike, you know, some of your tools that can snap, this is secured perfectly in there and you won't damage that at all. And that works with that. I'm going to pop these away and I'm going to keep that final piece of metal out because that's a really important part of this system. So pop this one in the bottom so we don't lose that. This die is so important. This is our peg partner die, and it comes with the Ulti-Mate 2. It does not come with the Ulti-Mate 1. They are available to buy separately, and they are called the inline peg partner die. So what this means now is you're thinking, well, Lisa, this is a fantastic system, but what if I've got a stencil from another brand? How on earth am I going to use that? Well, this die is going to fix your problems. So what you're going to do with the die, we'll take this stencil again. So we'll pretend this hasn't got this piece here. So this is a stencil from another brand. All you're going to do is take this die, pop it across the top, and then you can cut through the dye. Then when you lay this over your pegs, it's going to work perfectly. But what you can then do is take your second layer of your stencil. These are in a pack, but let me just show you. You would take your second layer. Now you've created your holes, you'll be able to line up the holes, mark through, and then create your second layer. So you'll still be able to create your layering stencils using this die. The other reason this die is very useful is you can pop it into your cardstock, and you can pop the holes in and you can use it. And it then means if you're sitting at your desk or watch on the sofa with maybe your wife, your husband, your partner, whoever, your children, you can sit there and you can still do your colouring, your inking, whatever craft you're interested in doing. By putting the holes in here, this absolutely means that you can take this on the go. So it's an absolutely genius piece of kit. You might have stencils that have the pattern right the way close to the edge. So all you would do then is take this, cut it on a piece of acetate and attach it to the side of your stencil, and then you can continue to use it. So that's the peg die that comes with it. So you can see these tools are both incredibly similar yet different. I would say if you are particularly looking for a stamping platform, I would suggest the Ulti-Mate one, because obviously you're going to have your magnets and your stamping ability. So that will be the Ulti-Mate one, and that will come with your silicone mat and your foam mat and your magnets on the back, but it will still have your peg system. But the Ulti-Mate 2, if you are looking to purchase this for the peg system, this would be ideal. And remember, it gives you the additional benefit of the tools in the side and that 1/8 of an inch scoring system on the back, just so we can give you maximum value for money. And as I said, remember, these aren't meant to line up with the numbers. This is an additional ruler we give you on all three sides, on both sides. But on this side, you will get your scoring ability at 1/8 of an inch all the way across. And I've marked mine in inch increments because that's what works for me. So I hope this has been a valuable video. If you do like it, please leave me a comment below. If you feel you need further information or some more videos on how we use it and some videos on using it with the stencils, we can certainly make sure that happens. There are plenty of videos on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. It will be great to have you here at Lisa Horton Crafts, and we will continue to bring you as much creativity as we can. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you very soon.